Hi guys, how are you? Today topic is warehouse management. I wanted to discuss this topic for a very long time. So the objective of the video is to enable organizations to start using warehouse management. A lot of people I think have Dynamics implemented already, whether it's X2012, whether it's 365 finance and operation, but they might not be using warehouse management. So I think this is the time to start using it, and it's you can actually enable your existing uh, warehouses as advanced warehouse management now. This feature is now available. So let's discuss this. So we will today see that how we can enable warehouses, your old warehouses for advanced warehouse management, and then we will see how we can enable item for advanced warehouse management, because in items we have definitely certain extra setups which are mandatory for that item to be used in advanced warehouse management. We will also discuss which type of items you may not be able to convert for advanced warehouse management. uh, Third thing is we will see how we can configure a mobile menu and a work template, because I wanted to demonstrate a small piece of work which is basically receiving a purchase order using the mobile app. Okay, okay, let's do this. So first thing first, what we need to do is first we need to enable our old warehouses as advanced warehouses. Old warehouses means the warehouses we have open in inventory and warehouse management. So we need to just enable them advanced warehouse management. This feature is now available, and what other thing we need to do is we need to set some default settings to that warehouse, and plus an additional setup which is called location profile. We will discuss this now. And what I will do is first I will enable the warehouse, discuss these settings, and then we'll move to the other topic. So I'm not gonna jump now. I'm gonna jump to the system. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go to warehouse management module here, and let me just click on setup, and then there is this new feature called enable warehouse management process. Click on it and click on enable warehouse setup. Okay, once you click that, system going to ask you about which warehouse you want to enable for advanced warehouse. So I have created one of my own warehouse. Let's just select that, click new here, select the warehouse. So my warehouse called distribution DC. If I save here, you will see all the locations here. So guys, remember that we will not be able to select that which location we want to make advanced warehouse. All the location which is part of this warehouse will pop up over here, and we need to define location profiles for that piece. Okay, and you cannot skip those locations. You have to enable advanced warehouse for all those locations. Okay. So other way of uploading the location profile ID is you can actually use this data entity, and you can just click over here. It will open the Excel file, and you can actually upload the or select the location profiles from here. So this will be very handy if you are using you're trying to upload location profiles for 1,000 of the locations. Okay, because in the form you can only select one by one. So please use this data entity in order to upload location profile for multiple locations. Okay, so let me take you to the setup of location profile ID now. Since you see I have two types of location, one is bulk location, second is my picking location. Bulk location is kind of a location where you store the whole crate, the whole box, and you fill your picking locations, those your sales order locations from your bulk locations. Okay, I'm not going to go into the conceptual stuff, which this will be separately covered in my lectures, but this is I'm not here to right now explain what are the bulk and pick locations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just try to enable this location profile setup and gonna explain a little bit about location profile as well. So what you have to do is you have to go to this warehouse management module, click here, let me just go in setups and then go to warehouse and then click location profiles. So there are multiple location profiles. What we need to do is we can create different profiles. Right now I want to create one bulk and one pick face location profile. So I have already created one. I'm going to use this one. I will tell you what. So location format can be like how you want to define your location, like aisles, rack, or base. I don't know, maybe you have different formats. You can define that format here. You can group the location by location type. That this is location is bulk. This is not zones. Don't confuse it with zones. Zones separate. So location types can be bulk location. Location type can be bay door location. Bay door is one location type, but might have several exit points where you have different bay door locations. So what you can do is you can group them and call them one bay door location, and you can the actual location you can call it bay door 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So we define the location type, we define the location format. Those type is mandatory, and I think format is also mandatory, but you can have a flat format or you can have a proper hierarchy format. Okay. So if I click on bulk format, I can tell you this what this in this demonstration what we have done is we have created two lines, like one will be bulk and one will be aisle, and it's gonna show like this. So it can be user defined, so it's easy peasy. It's not difficult. If I find something so if you look on this one, this will make more sense. Like this is cluster pick, and there is aisles, and aisles has rack obviously, and aisles racks shelves and bins. So this is actually the location format over here. Okay, so this is all user based. Then when we are talking about bulk, definitely we want the bulk location to be license plate enable. So please mark this use license plate enable. Allow mix items is basically when you want different items to be stored. Maybe you want those. If you talk about the Microsoft items like in the USMF, maybe keyboards and monitors you want to store in the same bulk location, so you have to allow mixed item locations. Inventory statuses, this is one of the other topic. Like in FinOps, what we can do is we have another layer now called inventory status. So site, warehouse, then we have location, and then now we have another layer which is called inventory status. So what you can do is in one location you can actually define this inventory is for available stock and this inventory is block stock. You don't have to have another location just to show that this stock is just to see in the inventory that this stock is block. Okay, so this allow us to store different inventory statuses in one location. So definitely we want to this enable it. Yes, we want to do cycle counting, so please mark is enable. I am not gonna go into the volumetric information right now. So objective, if I focus on my objective is to make sure that we enable the warehouse for advanced warehousing, right? So I'm going to use this bulk, and then I'm going to use one called pick face. So for my picking locations, I'm going to use this. We do not want to create license plates here. We can do it, but that doesn't make sense that if you, when you are, putting stuff in the pick location, usually we do not enable license plate there, but we can, but will allow, it will create a little bit complexity for us. But pick face locations, when we are picking, we want to scan the location. We want to just scan the item right now and put it into the packing area, or if you're skipping the packing area, then you'll want to put it in the your final location, your video location. Okay, so pick face, we usually for picking we do not enable license plate, but yes, you have the option, you can do it. Okay, so these are the two I'm going to use. So let me jump back to warehouse. Okay, so let me just select over here for bulk. I'm going to select the bulk license plate, bulk dash 05. Gonna use same here. And for this guy, I'm gonna select big face. Once that is done, I just need to press save and validate the changes. Okay, it seems like this is all good to go. Once that is done, I just need to press process change. I'm gonna click OK. So once it is processed, you're gonna see this message. This is now enabled for advanced warehousing. You will also see a tick box here saying this is now enabled for advanced warehousing. Okay. Another thing is now you can actually go into the warehouse menu. This is warehouse management, warehouse setup, and then you can see locations. So if now I can just search my warehouse here, DC warehouse. So you can see all my locations are now available here. This is a form of location which is only related to advanced warehouse management. So once my warehouse is enabled for advanced warehousing, I can see the location, all my locations here. Okay, what I now want to do is I want to create a staging location where I want to receive the good first. So what I need to do is I need to click new. DC, gonna call it REC. I always like to call it RECV. Check digit. We will discuss this later. Okay, so we're just gonna skip that. And for this guy, I'm gonna select my staging location profile. So again, staging is very similar to the bulk one. The only thing is we do not want to do cycle counting in staging. Okay, so pretty much the same. We just don't want cycle counting at this stage. Location types. Okay. So once the warehouse piece is enabled, what we need to do is we need to enable or configure our items for advanced warehouse management. So what we first need to do is change the storage dimension. That means we have to change the storage dimension, which included site, warehouse, and locations to site, warehouse, location, inventory status, and license plate. So we need to enable that. Previously, if you remember, we couldn't change the storage dimension if system has the already has the transaction recorded to that item. So that was not possible, but now they have actually provided you the feature to enable or change the storage dimension from old to the new. I will discuss that in a while. So second thing is we need to set up sub sequence group, unit sequence group. We will discuss that. We also need to set some reservation hierarchy setup on the item. So these are the key setups which you require and to configure an item for advanced warehouse management. Remember that we will not be using service items for advanced warehouse management. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. So, and another thing is the items which were previously configured with site warehouse locations. Only those items will be you will be able to convert to warehouse, or else you won't be, like for example, if you have configured site and warehouse, you won't be able to change those items to advanced warehousing. Okay, so it must be all items must be previously configured with site, warehouse, and location. Okay, so let me just jump into the system now and configure an item. Okay, so we need to go to first to release products. So let's go to release products. Okay, so I have just created this item, and what I can do is I can show you that there are certain transactions on it. Click on transactions, and you can see that I just created some, an inventory from inventory adjustment journal, and then I use a transfer order to just ship this inventory just to show you that this guy already have some transactions on it. So if I close this, another thing I like to show you that I usually configure my uh, overview page. Like I want to see all my units, bomb unit, purchase unit, invent unit. I've just renamed them for my convenience, and I need item group, item model group. Sometime I also add cost group when I'm doing any production client. So you can also do that because a lot of people, do not don't make this useful, but this is an overview page you can actually easily configure. Watch my personalized video if you want to personalize this page. Okay, coming back to the topic, this item is all configured with the uh, where is it? Dimensions called site warehouse location and tracking dimension none. So this one is not advanced warehouse enabled. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna go and enable this product for advanced warehousing. Okay, so click on the burger menu, go back to the warehouse management module, and over there see there's a thing called enable warehouse management process. So let me just first collapse all setups, enable warehouse management, and click on change storage dimension group for an item. Okay, click new, select my item. I'm gonna just type it. I'm gonna select the warehouse dimension piece with on it. So this is the advanced warehouse piece. This is the advanced warehouse storage dimension. So just select this here. Okay, once that is selected, select reservation hierarchy. Select default. So you have to create this one. Let me just go to view detail and show you. So just create this one in this way. I'm gonna have a separate video on this on a detail. It doesn't affect anything, but just if this is an item which does not have any tracking dimension, just follow this sequence. Site should be on 1, warehouse should be on 2, inventory status to be 3, and location 4, and license plate. We're gonna have a separate discussion on warehouse and warehouse, how we gonna use those setups. Right now objective is to just to enable that warehouse piece so you can use that item and warehouse in future for advanced warehouse implementation. Okay, so it's not gonna affect you, so just make sure the sequence is this way. Okay, and this is a sequence for a product which does not have any tracking dimension. Okay, you can refer to USMF easily and you will find this sequence if you forget this. Okay, close this, go back to reservation hierarchy, unit sequence group ID. This is important as well. So let me select the one I have created for this item. Let's go to view detail. If you have difficulty finding the unit sequence group, you just go to burger menu over here and just go to warehouse management, and then setups, and then warehouse setup, and just click here unit sequence group. Okay, you can just scroll from here as well if you don't have the ability to do view detail, because sometimes view detail is only available for admin users. Okay, okay, coming back, what I have done is I've just created a unit sequence called box each and palette. Let me tell you why. Give me 1 minute. Let me duplicate this tab. So if you go see my product over here, this product has a inventory unit called box. I want to store this inventory in box. I can purchase this in box and well, I can purchase in unit in eaches as well. Let's just make it box because it will make more sense. Make it box. Okay, so I can purchase that in box. I gonna inventorize it as box, but I want to sell it as eaches. Okay, so that should be fine. That means in system I'm assuming that you already understand that there should be a unit sequence defined between box and eaches. So please make sure that is already defined when you create an item. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to the new sequence group. So whenever you create this unit sequence group, when you click new, it will ask you 1, 2, 3, 4. Always make sure on number 1 you should have the unit in which you are storing the inventory. Okay, so that will be your inventory unit. Number 1 should be always your inventory unit. Then you can use the eaches and pallet. Why I'm using pallet? Because when I'm doing inventory movement, maybe I want to move the whole pallet from one bulk location to another bulk location. So what I'm thinking is I should also have another unit called pallet, and I have defined this in a new unit sequence group. And what I'm going to do is, let me check the unit sequence conversion as well. So in the unit sequence, what I have done is I have also defined that one box equal to 12 eaches and one pallet equal to 12 boxes. Okay, so this is important that we define those things. In unit sequence, what we are doing is we are just telling the system that we have a inventory unit box, we have an eaches as well, and we can also use pallet for movement. By default, I want to purchase things with the unit called box, and I also want to transfer things with boxes. But that doesn't stop me using the pallet. If I'm moving the stock from one warehouse to another warehouse by using, just moving the pallet, then I can use the pallet if I've defined those things over here. Okay, that's the what's unit sequence do. You can have more than three as well, but I think these are enough. And I'm not going to talk about those things right now. These are the unit for production, material consumption. So let's just leave that. Just define this. It doesn't hit your system, doesn't hurt your system as well. So it should be all okay. This one is best to define user cycle counting. This is also non-mandatory, but I just wanted to show you that what I can do is I can use this unit for cycle counting when I'm doing the cycle counting work. So this is again for advanced warehousing. These checks are for advanced warehouse management. For the current inventory management doesn't affect, but in order to use this item in advanced warehouse management, you need to define this unit sequence group. Okay. A lot of people have done also that they just create new and just use the inventory unit here and just save it and attach it to the item. That can also work, but I just wanted to have a sensible example. So this is my example in which I've used box, each, and pallet. I've already defined in units conversion that one box is equal to 12 eaches and one pallet they are usually 12 boxes. Okay, so I've defined this over here. The key factor here over here is to remember is define the box, the inventory unit on the first line. Okay, so I've done that. So going back to my unit sequence group ID, I've defined this. I defined the reservation hierarchy, and I have also defined the storage dimension group. Again, you can use data entity here. Okay, open in Excel, and obviously it will be not easy to do it on this form. So do it on Excel. Make sure you have defined these sub setups in your system. Make sure this is for a default or something for reservation hierarchy for non tracking dimension items. And storage dimension, obviously you have to define the storage dimension. It's not so hard, so just when you click new, make sure that it's user use. Let me just click this one and also create this one as well. Yep, mark it as location and just press this button. So it's automatically tell you how it's gonna work, status, and all those things you need to enable. So once you define this, will gonna look like this. I've already defined it, so I don't need to use it. So I'm gonna just delete this guy. So coming back to this page, change storage dimension. Once that is done, all you need to do is just check that your changes are okay. Click on valid changes. Again, just to remind you that what you can do is you can define this using the Excel template. Okay, that Excel template gonna bring data over here, and you can then use these button to process. Okay, if you publish from there, it will bring data here, and you can just use valid changes. Just click that. So this is okay. It's saying it's ready for changes, for process changes. So click on process changes. Yeah, that job fine. So you will see once it's processed, it's gonna remove the item from here. If I click this, or a checkbox will appear here as well. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Okay, you can now see that the item is not available here. That means it's already now enabled for advanced warehouse management. So if you even try to add this guy again, system will throw an error that the item is already assigned a storage dimension group that is used warehouse management process. So this is all done. You can also double confirm by going into the release products. So if you go here, you can see, click on my product. You can see the dimension group is changed to warehouse. Okay, you can also see that this reservation hierarchy is assigned to it. And if you scroll to warehouse in the fast tabs, you can see the unit sequence group is also assigned. Okay, so these are all done now. Okay, so this item is now available. Okay, so next step is to create a work template. That will be very easy. I will also create a simple work menu, like a pure receive and put away menu. That's I'm not gonna go into complexities right now. I'm just gonna show you how you can receive through purchase order and how you can create a purchase order and can receive the inventory using warehouse app, and then you will create a worker in the app. There is some prerequisites. I'm assuming that the advanced warehouse app configuration settings, you will get this from your admin team. I'm not going to discuss how you're going to configure your app. You can actually use the emulator if you want. That can also be used. There are URL available for it. So if you can't find the app configuration, then you can actually use the emulator. Okay, so let's go to warehouse again, setups. We are going to create a work template. Click on work template. Okay, so you can see that I just went to the work template. You have to select purchase order because we're talking about purchase order. So we're just gonna create a one purchase order work template. Purchase order, click, create new. Okay, this is a 7-1, so I'm using DC. So PO receipt. You can give any naming convention. It just make my life easy if I make like this. PO receive. Okay, I'm gonna add new. I'm gonna add one pick pro work. I'm gonna add work class ID. This is also important. Again, we will discuss this in warehouse management. Right now, just configure in this way and just add one port to complete this. Gonna click here as save. So this is validated. This is okay. I would just want to use this work for a my specific warehouse. I'm gonna add a query over here. I'm gonna add and click fields, select warehouse, and the criteria I'm gonna just type my warehouse, distribution warehouse, click OK. Yes. Okay, that is done. Let's go to the mobile menu. If you go here, mobile devices, mobile menu item. Okay, so just click new, give it a name called PO receiver, whatever. I've already done this, but let's just do it for you. PO receive, for example, RECV, so purchase order, receive, and put away. And then select over here work because we have to create work. And what the work type is, we're gonna do one step receiving, which we call purchase order item receiving and put away. Just click this and click save. Okay. So for the sake of demo, I've already prepared one called PO receive and put away. I'm not gonna go into these details. We can do it in a separate session. Again, the objective was to enable the warehouses and item for advanced warehouse, which we have already done. And this is like just a cherry on the top. I'm just sharing you how we can use the app for just receiving one of the process like receiving the purchase orders. Okay, so this is called one steps receiving. Just select the process called purchase order item receiving and put away. It will and just click save. Okay, so we've done the work template. We have done the menu item. What we need to do is we need to create a worker as well. So go to worker section. Let me just, I was too quick. Collapse all, setup. If you see over here, this in warehouse management, it says worker. So click here. You can use your own worker and add different ID user IDs here, but I'm just gonna use Julia and just click new here rather creating a new worker. I'm gonna say, and I'm also gonna assign a menu item called inbound which contains that menu. Okay, so I think I've just forget this guy, so let me just go back. Let me save this first. When I save, it's gonna ask me the password. So I'm gonna give it the very difficult password 1234. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so what I've missed in where I've missed in mobile menu. So once you create a mobile item, menu item, you also need to attach it with the menu. So I've created different menus. These are very easy. Just create new one and then toggle them into a tree structure. So we are using just inbound. So in inbound, purchase order, receive and put away menu is already attached. So when the user will log in, it will see all those menus. Okay. Okay. So this is done. Let me just create a purchase order. I'm not going to show this process how we create a purchase. That is easy. I'm going to just receive this purchase order. So let me just quickly create one. Okay, so I have created the purchase order. Look, this is my item. This is my warehouse. Obviously, you're gonna create the purchase order for the advanced warehousing. So this one is done. I haven't defined any location, so this purchase order is also confirmed. So let's just receipt it through the app now. I'm gonna just have downloaded the app. I'm gonna just log in with my app 9211. I'm gonna put my secret password. So it's login. I'm gonna use this option called purchase order receive put away. Click over here. It's asking me about the PO number. You can either scan the PO number or you can either just type the PO number how you like. Okay, so let's do this. Purchase order receiving put away. Type the PO number. If you have the barcode available for item, you can actually enable the barcode and scan the barcode of the product. If not, you just type the item number or the search name, whatever, an external item number. All three things can be typed here. System will automatically pick up external item number, barcode, and the search name, and sorry, the last name. Last thing is item number. Okay. So see, over here is asking me how many boxes. So if you see my purchase order is 12 boxes. So the company, my supplier actually sent me the whole pallet, and the whole pallet was of 12 boxes, right? So what I can do is either receiving 12 boxes, what I can do is I just go here, click on quantity, gonna just type pallet and go back. I'm gonna tell the system that I am receiving one pallet, sorry. Okay, so when I say one pallet, system automatically shows me that okay, there is one pallet equal to 12 boxes. I said yes. So that purchase order quantity matches with this, and I am now moving the pallet rather than the 12 boxes. Okay, so click OK over here. So this one you can auto generate from the menu item, or you can actually give some sensible number if you want when you are receiving it. Okay, so that's gonna be going to your receive location. So if you want, you can actually have an auto generate number, or if you want, you can actually type the number, or you can also use the predefined numbers which you can print using any of the scanning software like Bartend or other softwares. So you can use that pre-sequence number as well. So let me show you how you can do the auto generate first. Sorry, I'm moving back and forth, but it's important to tell you. So if I'm using the if I want this item, this license plate to be automatically generated, what I need to do is in this menu item, I just need to click generate the license plate. So it will automatically generate the license plate number. So since this is not enabled, you do have the flexibility to type the number, whichever number you want. Okay. Okay, so let's just type a number. Let me do this FA01 for example. This is let's just type the same number. So this is my license plate for those palette. I'm gonna just click OK. Okay, so it's now, so one part is complete, which was the receiving part that is done. Now system is basically asking where do you want to move this item, right? So if we have the location directives configured, that will actually tell me where to move. But since we are just trying to use this product and just exploring it, I don't want to use the location directive to tell because system is going to tell you or suggest you locations. I want you to just use this app by scanning the location where you want to put it. So, for example, a forklift basically picked the stock from the staging location and now it's going to put it somewhere in the warehouse where it find the space. So first you need to scan that location. Okay, so that's the easy way of doing it, right? So now I mean I won't say this is an ideal way, but actually it will just give you an idea. You can start using the product. So I'm assuming that you have location labels already printed. I'm a forklifter guy and I've actually picked it up and I'm using my mobile app and I reach to a location where I usually put this product and I just scan the location with the mobile app. Or for example, the location name was like, for example, is P001. That is my pick location, right? From where I'm gonna pick this product for the sales order, right? So this is the location as a forklift I want to put it, and I feel this location was available. There was nothing available over there, so I just want to put it either to my pick location or either to a bulk location. So you can do both the things. I'm just saying it shouldn't. It can be a bulk location, it can be a pick location, wherever you want. So you can actually use the bulk location as well because this is a whole palette, right? So you need to first move it to the bulk location, and from the bulk location, it should go to the pick location. So I just I'm gonna use bulk location rather than pick location. I'm gonna click OK. System will confirm that these values are okay. You're gonna put this over here. Yes, I'm on the forklift. I saw the bulk location empty, and I'm gonna just put it over here. See, the work is completed. This is gone. It's finished. You have now actually received a purchase order, and you have seen that how we can use the this warehouse management product or warehouse management app to use the receive a purchase order and put it to a bulk location. If you go back to the purchase order and if you click over here, it's called work details. You will now see that there was a work created. Basically, was a pallet. You can see that. What else? Warehouse. You can see the target license plate. I just use the same number of my item number. You can actually use another number. You can also see the work has a reference of that purchase order. Okay. So that's it. So please like and share my videos. And if you have any queries, please email me on this. And this is my channel. Please subscribe with my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.